based on who Boots is now and based on who Pac used to be. Pac just ain't that guy no more. Mario, too slow, takes too many punches. But as far as that fight goes, man, I'm at the point now, I hate to see some of these guys come back and get in the ring. It's what they want to do.
Against Mario Barrios, you called most, if not all, of Manny's most substantive fights over the years. What do you think of that?
Sad. Just sad that he feels any reason or urge whatsoever.
Boxing experts were shocked after seeing Manny Pacquiao and Mario Barrios face off at their press conference. Many believe that this fight is a big mistake for Pacquiao. The size difference was obvious. Barrios looked like a strong, hungry giant, while Pacquiao, now 46, appeared to be well past his prime. Even seasoned professionals couldn't hide their doubts. If you like this, please subscribe Fighter Punch, click the bell icon for more latest and interesting videos.
Nonito Donaire and Bam Rodriguez.
I think we're gonna be worried about what happens in that fight because Barrios may be the easiest of the champions. Maybe that's why Manny decided to come back and give it a try. But even then, Barrios is young. Barrios is a strong guy, that could actually hurt Manny. Manny didn't look good in his last performance. This is a couple years ago, and it was kind of embarrassing to see Manny end up like that.
Speaking to EA's News, Garcia made no mistake in backing Barrios to prevail against Pacquiao.
One respected voice is trainer Robert Garcia, who has worked with top fighters like Anthony Joshua, Nonito Donaire, and Bam Rodriguez. Garcia didn't hold back. He predicted Barrios would beat Pacquiao. Speaking to EA's News, he said, "I've got to go with Barrios. He's young, he's the champion. Pacquiao is 46 now. That's too much. It's like me getting in the ring. I'm 49.
Off that. This is embarrassing, but it's also a bit disgraceful. Manny Pacquiao, as you just said, 46 years of age, hasn't won a fight in 6 years, and you're correct, he got beat quite handily by Yodinas Ugas 4 years ago. He had an exhibition fight a year ago, and he was awful in that. It was a draw because there were no judges and both men got their hand raised, but he got beat up in that. So it was clear to see that.
The announcement of Pacquiao's return to face WBC welterweight champion Mario Barrios has been heavily criticized by fans and boxing analysts. One of them, DAZN's Ade Oladipo, called the fight embarrassing and disgraceful. He said, "At 46, Pacquiao can't fight at world championship level anymore. He's a volume puncher, and you can't fight like that at this age.
It's just not gonna be there. I find it almost comical what the WBC are doing," he added.
This guy can no longer do it at any level, let alone world championship level. Manny Pacquiao's a volume fighter. I mean, you look at sort of the fight cards in the last couple of weeks, and we've been bemoaning the fact that these guys have no output. Manny Pacquiao's been known over the years for output. You can't do that type of output at 46. It just is not going to be there. I find it it's just almost comical what they're doing. Look, fighters will always want to fight. I mean, boxers are littered with fighters that want to come back and have a fight.
In another interview, Robert Garcia added, "Barrios is young and strong. He can hurt Manny. Manny didn't look good in his last fight, and I don't think things are going to go well for him now." Garcia also said fans should just hope that Pacquiao doesn't get seriously hurt. Legendary boxing commentator Jim Lampley also shared his sadness. Speaking on Chris Mannix's podcast, he said, "It's just sad that Pacquiao feels the need to return. I understand it. Fighters love to fight, just like I love broadcasting. But talking on a microphone and fighting in a ring are two very different things. Pacquiao..."
However, on the other hand, fighters fight. It's what they do. Hey, Jim Lampley was gone for 6 years. Was it stupid for him to choose to come back and fall a fight? Was it a risk? Was there a possibility that he could embarrass himself? And
is expected to fight Mario Barrios on July 19th, now ranked number 5 by the WBC, which makes him eligible to fight for the title. He last fought in August 2021, losing to Yodinas Ugas by decision. Since then, he's only taken part in exhibition fights, one against DKU in 2022 and another against kickboxer Rukia Anpo in 2024.
He could embarrass himself and fall on his face. Are there some viewers and listeners out there who think that's exactly what he did? Sure, that's possible. But I was back doing something I love and I was getting paid for it. So I understand why Manny wants to come back and do something he loves and get paid for it. But it's one thing to talk into a microphone when you've been a few years away and you're a little bit older. It's entirely a different thing to go in and hit and get hit.
Ugas, who beat Pacquiao, later lost twice, once by stoppage to Errol Spence Jr., and then by unanimous decision to Mario Barrios in 2023. Barrios, now 30, became interim WBC champ by beating Ugas and later defended the title against Fabian Maidana and Abel Ramos. He was officially made full champion after Terence Crawford moved up in weight and vacated the belt. His latest fight was a draw against Ramos on the undercard of Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. Both Pacquiao and Barrios have fought Keith Thurman. Pacquiao beat Thurman in 2019 by split decision, while Thurman easily beat Barrios in 2022. Still, expert Teddy Atlas is worried about Pacquiao's chances. "I'm very concerned. He's 46. He's had 72 fights. I don't want him to get hurt. You can't fool yourself. He's in a different stage of life now."
Melted out of title contention soon after with 2 subsequent losses.
And he made ungodly, indescribable sums of money. So I wish it were enough. But I'm not surprised that it isn't. You can't be surprised that it isn't. There's nothing in the world. Way back when Ray Leonard was having trouble retiring, and I was friends with Ray, I asked him one time, in the closest, most intimate kind of friendship way, I said, "Ray, why is it?"
He's moved up from whatever. Incredible weight. People forget about that. That's why I brought it up. How many weight classes this man has really moved up. Incredible. Just incredible. But now, yeah, Barrios wouldn't be as big as those other guys, but he's still a guy that's confident. He's a guy that's a world champion. He's a guy who throws a lot of punches. He's a guy who's younger, who's active, you know?
Atlas did note that boxing has had amazing comeback stories, like George Foreman, who returned at age 38 and won a world title at 45. Pacquiao seems inspired by such stories. However, Atlas reminded people that Foreman was a heavyweight, where fighters tend to age better. In contrast, welterweights like Pacquiao rely more on speed and endurance, which fade with age. Former champion Sean Porter had a more hopeful take. On his podcast, he said, "It's hard to bet against Pacquiao. If he's still got that speed and power, he can knock Barrios out. His left hand is deadly, and Barrios moves right into it." One big advantage for Pacquiao is that he's reunited with his longtime trainer, Freddie Roach. They've worked together for over 20 years, and Roach is confident about the fight. In a May interview, Roach said, "We picked someone Manny can dominate. I think he can do it." Of course, Roach is
Sebastian Fundora and Tim Tszyu.
We're here in Manila with the great legendary champion Manny Pacquiao, Sean Gibbons, and Manny is announcing the creation of the memorial for the 50th anniversary of Ali Frazier, the Thrill in Manila.
That was 50 years ago.
So next October 1st, 2025, many surprises to come. And we will fully support all your efforts.
It's going to be a big event.
He's a big, strong, he's young, he's 30. You have 16 years on him, Manny. Don't worry about it. Manny, for a lot of people, you're the greatest fighter in history, the only champion in 4 different decades. When you beat Barrios, what does that say?
Oh, it's a big thing for big thing for me.
And congratulations, you're in the Hall of Fame.
Yes, June. How are you, madam?
confidence doesn't guarantee victory. When reporters asked Pacquiao about the 16-year age difference, he simply smiled and said, "Don't worry about it." Roach added, It's a tough road, but if anyone can do it, it's Manny. Pacquiao also teased that his son Jimiel will make his pro debut on the same card, which might also include a Sebastian Fundora versus Tim Tszyu rematch. Even Pacquiao's son Jimiel expressed some worry. He's my dad. I love him. Of course, I'm concerned, but I believe in him. He stays in shape year-round.
Mikey, I'm telling you, people think it's just 10-second clips at Mike Tyson. No, he's really like, he ran an hour and 10 minutes, then he shadowboxed 20 minutes.
I believe it. He's a hard worker. He always worked very hard. I remember seeing them train.
He sparred him.
He was training super hard, so I know he has the work ethic and everything. I just gotta question a little bit of, because of the age and, everything that he's been out of the ring for so long. So that's the only thing that you gotta question. But, if he can pull this out, fuck.
I've seen the videos. He's training hard whenever legends attempt to return after extended absences.
He will pull it off. I told him this morning and the noon.
Just like Borman, and that, Hopkins.
Yeah.
He already is a legend as it is. This is just cherry on top.
What's up, Bida? Hey, Mikey said Manny, if he beats Barrios, is the best ever. Big G, what do you think? Big G. Big G, what do you think about
Garcia pointed out, my only questions are about his age. Like he's been out of the ring for so long. That's the only thing you have to question.
Pacquiao and Barrios?
Su opinión de Pacquiao y Barrios, ¿cómo la ves? You want Pacquiao to win.
Why?
¿Por qué?
Porque es una historia con él.
History. It's a history, with him. No could ever be able to his history, his story about it. It's his story.
Your dad told me once that if Manny Pacquiao was American and not Filipino.
Pacquiao's comeback has been building for a while. He recently failed to win another Senate seat in the Philippines, finishing 18th in the election. That may have pushed him to return to boxing. In a final interview with EA's News, retired boxer Mikey Garcia shared his thoughts. What can you say? Manny's a legend. Mikey said he's seen Pacquiao training very hard, not just short clips online. He ran for over an hour, shadowboxed for 20 minutes. He's putting in the work. Still, Mikey admitted it won't be easy. If he pulls this off, it'll be like when George Foreman or Bernard Hopkins made their comebacks. He's already a legend. It would just be the cherry on top.